What's going on, guys? It's Lee. Thanks for watching Hang with Lee TV. And of course, I am Lee, and today I'm going to talk about how to move out of your parents' house. So basically what I want to do today is talk about a few important things to consider before moving out of your parents' house. Now, when it comes down to it, there are two scenarios where you'll find yourself moving out of your parents' house. It's basically planned and unplanned. When it comes down to it, the planned option is always going to be the best option, right? We just know, hands down, planning to move out of your parents' house is the best scenario. Maybe somewhere around your teens, you started to dream and think about the day that you got to move out of your parents' house and live on your own, and you didn't have to worry about cleaning your room or taking out the trash or washing those dishes in the sink. But now that moment has come and you have to decide what you need to have before you move out. Now, the other scenario is basically unplanned. Now, it's exactly what it sounds like. You did not plan to move out of your parents' house. Basically, your parents came to you and told you that it's time for you to leave. And now you find yourself watching this video. Now, there are a few things to consider. Now, the first thing is going to be money. Now, money, how do you get money? You get a job usually, right? So make sure that you have a steady income. Make sure you have a steady position somewhere. So make sure you have a job, basically, right? Make sure you have a job. That's right. Doesn't sound too bad. Get a job. That's the first thing you do, right? Now, it can't just be any job. It has to be a legitimate job, right? It has to be reliable. It has to be legal. Make sure the job is legal. Just something important I thought I would throw out there. So the second thing you want to make sure that you have is a healthy savings account. Now, you want to make sure that you have money set aside in case anything were to happen. You want to basically have a cushion for yourself. So I think that a healthy savings account when moving out of your parents' house is at least $2,000. So make sure you put aside at least $2,000 if you can, if you're able to actually plan. Now, in addition to that, what you want to make sure you have, if you can, is an emergency fund. Now, your emergency fund should be between $1,000 and $2,000. Now, that emergency fund is exactly what it sounds like. It's for emergencies. So if you have car issues, unplanned medical expenses, if you lose your job, that's pretty much what your emergency fund will be for. All right, so the next thing is pretty easy to overlook until you're actually in that moment, and that is cookware. Make sure that you have cookware. So pots and pans and forks and knives and cutting boards and things like that. Tupperware, I don't know if you like Tupperware. Make sure you have all of these things before you move out if you can. Now, this is going to be very important because when you move out, one of the first things that you're going to notice when you come home from work, okay, because you're going to have a job to get that money we talked about, right? You're going to realize that you have to do it all. You have to cook. You've got to clean, you got to do everything. So having cookware is going to allow you to do those things. Another important thing is furnishing your apartment. Now, a lot of people when they move out, they want to go ahead and just go gung-ho and they want to buy every and anything that they need for their apartment all at one time. Now, I think that if you're moving out for the first time that you should be very careful and calculated about what you buy and when you buy things. So you need to make sure that you take your time. Just get the bare essentials first and then build on top of that. So some of the main things you're going to need obviously is going to be a bed, right? Definitely need a place to sleep at the end of the day. You're going to want to have somewhere to sit. So you're maybe getting a couch, right? And maybe a dining room table or kitchen table or something like that so you can actually eat the food that you prepare, right? Because mom and dad, they're not doing that for you anymore, right? So make sure that you have those bare essentials and then build on from that. You know, get those other things that you might think about getting. Get those other things that you would love to have a little bit further down the line. But make sure that you furnish your apartment at a steady rate. Don't go out and buy any and everything unless you've planned for it and the expense is reasonable relative to you moving out. Some of the best places to look at first when you move out are going to be IKEA. Okay, you're going to want to visit Walmart for a lot of things and definitely the dollar store, okay? So these might be some places that you've never been before or that you don't go or that you avoid. When you move out for your very first time, you're going to want to go to those places and you're going to be there pretty often. Believe me. One of the last things to think about when you're moving out is whether or not you want a roommate. So when you move into a place, it's going to cost a certain amount of money per month, right? Having a roommate is going to cut down on those expenses a lot. So you want to think about whether or not you want a roommate. If you can stand a roommate if that's just even something that crosses your mind. You want to think about it depending on where you want to live and what kind of place you want to live in. How close do you want to be to the action? If you want to live in the city, if you want to be close to places that you frequent, if you want to live close to your friends or family or whatever it is, you got to consider those things. So make sure that you take that into consideration. And if for some reason you're not too crazy about living with a roommate, but it's something that you have to do, just put a time limit on that. So if you want to have a roommate for maybe a year, then maybe just have a roommate for 1 year. But it's really up to you. Everything is all up to you at this point, and you control, what happens. So think about those things when you move out. Now, if you found this video helpful, definitely go ahead and click the like button below. Also, don't forget to subscribe. And thanks again for watching Hanging with Lee TV, and I'll see you guys next time.